Hello Internet, the Utopia project is continuing here on YouTube. I am playing Democracy 3. So let's see how things are going in my country now. I think this is a year after I became Prime Minister. We still have some problems, don't we? We still have real homelessness problems. But the homelessness is caused by unemployment. So what can we do about unemployment? That's not unemployment, that's technological backwater. Okay, we need to do something about that. We need to do something about science funding, clearly. Suggestions. We could just... yeah, state-sponsored research. Yes, it's anti-competitive, but if the private sector isn't pulling its finger out and doing it, we need to do it. We're going to spend an extra £1 billion. We're going to spend an extra £1.5 billion on this. No, we're going to spend an extra £2 billion. We're going to spend an extra £3 billion on this. Right. That's one thing we were attempting to do something about. So yeah, unemployment clearly is a problem for the homelessness situation. I think we need to... I don't know that there's much we can do for the homelessness situation directly. We clearly need to tackle unemployment. Achievements? Yeah, we don't have many. So is there anything else we can do? Robotics research. I'm still not convinced about the robotics research. For the reasons I've already discussed. I'm worried about it causing too much unemployment. Yeah, I know we need to do something about this. Special tax breaks for large foreign-owned multinationals. Ooh. No. I don't like that idea at all. But the welfare. Can we do anything with welfare to try to encourage employment? It's hard. It's the wrong end of the stick, really. I can't think of a metaphor. I'm trying to say you want to whack the wrong end of a cow, and realising that makes no sense at all. But yeah, you know, trying to force people to work when there's no jobs you're not going to get anywhere. It's not going to do any good. It's just going to, if anything, it'll force people into crime. Well, I don't think national monorail is going to work, is it? I think we should do more to subsidise clean fuels. I think we could do a lot for that, couldn't we? I'm going to go maximum with that to help the environment. Costs about £1 billion, but I think that's the thing to do, and that might help with this stupid asthma epidemic. The asthma epidemic is actually hurting productivity. Wow, I loved it. I mean, I didn't really talk about this in my first video, but the way this screen is just presenting information is really effective. You can just mouse over anything and you say, what's that and what does it affect? That's poor earnings, and that's, you know, being affected by income tax. It's being helped by sales tax, private schools, private housing. Wait, what? Let's try again, James. Yeah, so poor earnings is being reduced by state housing and private benefit. It's being made worse by income tax and things like that. Wages are quite low. Yeah, and poor earnings is forcing more bus usage and air travel. What? I don't quite... does that mean... Okay, so poor earnings is... I don't quite understand what that's saying, actually. Poor earnings is sending green arrows towards air travel. That means it's increasing air travel. That doesn't really make sense, does it? But never mind. Religious people aren't that fond of me at the minute because I've legalised prostitution. Meh. Oh well. They'll get over it. Self-employed. Yeah, they like the small business grants. Not so happy about some other aspects of policy. Yeah, I really, yeah, you should do more to help the self-employed, actually. I mean, you can see there are slightly more self-employed people now than there were, but it's pretty flat, isn't it? Focus group them. Okay, so this is picked 20 people at random, and I guess I can just see what each of them is like. So this guy, G. Parker, is kind of ambivalent about the government. Income of £89,000 a year. Wow, doing pretty well for herself. She thinks of herself as a socialist commuter, doesn't think of herself as middle income. I think that's what they're saying. Let's try somebody else. Oh, she's happy with my policies towards those groups. I see. So then this guy, Roberta Russell. Does it look like a Roberta to you? Oh, it's the same picture beside everyone. Okay. Generally supportive socialist farm. She likes running for farmers. Okay. That family? No, that's inheritance tax. Okay. Inheritance tax. Yeah. I would be in favour of actually raising inheritance tax, but I'm not sure I have the capital. I've got 9 political capital to spend, so not enough. Yeah, I mean, inheritance tax is one of those things where, yes, everyone wants to leave something for their children, but is it really moral to allow vast sums of money to cascade down generations? You know, it's one of the things I'm not convinced about at all, that it's a good idea. And as a result, I think possibly there's an argument for saying high inheritance tax is a good thing. But hey, it's probably not a popular point of view. The capitalists just hate me. Wow. But they hate me most because we're uncompetitive. And we're uncompetitive mostly because our productivity is pants. And our productivity is pants because we're a technological backwater with an asthma epidemic. And yeah, international trade isn't great, is it? Maybe we should do something to boost foreign relations. I mean, I know I said I don't really want to be encouraging foreign multinationals to come here, but if we could do something to encourage trade, yeah, if we could do something to encourage international trade, that would be okay. What have we got? No, that's not the policies screen. Okay, I haven't looked at this one. What's this? Breakdown of government expenditure. As you can see, massive amounts going on pensions and health services. Military spend. I'm surprised so much goes on pensions. Wow. Schools, rail, child benefit, road building. And most of our income comes from income tax. Okay. Okay. We've still got this asthma epidemic. Which is just really caused by car usage. And the poor environment in general, which I guess is caused by car usage. What else is polluting? Not much. So our GDP is killing the environment. I guess that represents factories and things, does it, do you think? Maybe we need more pollution controls, but I don't... I don't really want to do anything that would hurt our economic competitiveness, but at the same time, would it be... This is not going to cost that much money, and we're only really killing the bad industries that are inefficient and stuff, which are no use anyway. So yeah, we are going to have a big push on pollution controls, I think. Yep, I think that's this turn done. So where are we now? Do I want to curb banking bonuses? Yes! Top bonuses are needed to attract top talent. That is rubbish. That is rubbish. The idea that these people are so top executives are so uber talented they need masses of money is just wrong. There are millions of people who can do that job. It is a restriction on freedom to restrict corporate bonuses, which is why I am giving it pause. But no, we are going to restrict bonuses, yeah. But we're in a recession, which isn't good. We've got £7 billion surplus. The human rights people still don't like me. Okay. And we've still got all these same problems. We need to do more to help. We need to do more about this. We really do. I mean, our policies are helping with the whole technological backwater thing, but is there more policies we could implement that would help with this? Space program. That would help technology. I mean, it sounds ridiculous to say that Britain should have a space program, but let's think about it. It would help technology. It would cause a lot of demand for high-tech things. We're doing it. We're having a space program. We are going to the moon. My fellow Britons, we are going to the moon. That doesn't mean I'm about to start playing Kerbal Space Program on this channel. Not this time. We're going to have a moderate space program. We're just going to spend $5 billion a quarter on it. Kerbal Space Program, to be fair, looks an interesting game. It's the kind of thing where I can see I'm just going to crash the spaceship over and over and over again. So I have very little interest in playing it. Tasers are definitely helping with violent crime. Don't seem to be helping with organised crime, unfortunately. Legalised prostitution is sending red arrows at organised crime. That means it's hurting organised crime, I think. So the things that are helping organised crime are absolutely nothing. So why is this happening? Yes. Oh, look, what we've done has really hurt organised crime a lot, so there soon won't be an organised crime problem. Yes. We're getting rid of these red blobs. How about the asthma issue? The asthma issue is not great. We've done nothing to combat alcohol abuse. Maybe we should raise... Actually, yeah, maybe we should raise drink taxes. Alcohol tax. Now, how do I change taxation levels? Tax on recreational drugs? No, that's not what I want. Although alcohol is kind of a recreational drug. Luxury goods, marriage, micro-generation grants. Mansion taxes. Where is alcohol tax? The hybrid car initiative. We should do that. That would help the environment, and it's relatively cheap. Let's spend £500 million a quarter on this. Because it will help the environment. It's relatively cheap. It, again, high-tech things might help modernise the economy. But yeah, I was trying to find alcohol tax, wasn't I? Maybe it's on here. Sales tax, alcohol tax. Here we go. Yeah, I am going to increase alcohol tax. I don't have the political capital. Damn. Next turn, I'm going to increase alcohol tax. Misinforming the electorate. We know it's true. Uh-oh, ministerial scandal. One of the junior ministers has been found having an improper relationship with his secretary. Our conservative citizens are bound to disapprove. Bad. You should not be having improper relationships with your secretary or anybody else who's under your authority. Our popularity is dropping quite noticeably, and probably because we're in a recession. It's the economy, stupid. Governments always get the blame for it. Okay, so just to help our bad popularity, I was going to raise drinks tax, wasn't I? Wasn't there, was it? It was on here. No, this is actually polling data. Wow. No, I don't want to look at focus groups. Oh, game, your quick tutorial button doesn't work. It's making me do a focus group tutorial and I don't want to. You could, yes, I kind of worked out how this works. So, okay, so this shows how much they associate with each photo group, and this shows what their opinion of they get from that association. So this person associates very much as a commuter and likes me, and associates very much as everyone and dislikes me. That's, yeah, fair enough. Hit the policy button. Oh, right, I see what people like about our policies. Yeah, that's enough from you, mate. Goodbye. So, obviously, they really like our legal aid policy. Do changes. Changes to state of the country. Obviously, GDP is going through the floor. Tourism has dropped like a stone. We should do something about that. Crime is down now. Yeah. I don't know what our abortion law is. Limited abortions. So I never did figure out how to raise alcohol tax, did I? Let's do that now. Alcohol tax. Yeah, we are going to increase alcohol tax up to 20%. I think, or what is it currently? Wait a minute, 19. We're going to put it up to 23%. So we'll raise a bit of money. I don't want to push it too high because it'll just make people unhappy and people hate me more. But it will help with this alcohol consumption, reduce alcohol consumption a little. It'll help with this alcohol problem we've got down here. What is that? Labour laws. Oh, I see. So we've got 17 political capital. People are not that happy with me. The wealthy really hate my guts. Well, tough. I want to do more to help the self-employed though. Yeah, what about a reduction in sales tax? I could, if I reduce it by a point. Yeah, let's do that. A 1 point reduction in sales tax. I think I can afford that. And I still want to do something to help boost technology. I want to turn this into a high-tech, efficient, high-employment economy. I'm going to do a low level, like £1 billion a quarter of robotics research. Yeah, trade unionists aren't going to be happy with that. What's that? The working week. I guess that feeds into the event I had about stress a few turns ago. Right, there's a question of, do we want to ban fox hunting? Well, that's true. Fox hunting is pretty barbaric. There's no real excuse for tracing a living creature across miles and miles of countryside with hounds, horses and God knows what. But people hate me. I need to do something. I need to not do things that are too unpopular, and I think this is probably the wrong time as we're heading into a recession to do anything about hunting. Well, popularity has increased slightly. It's just, if we look at the graph, I think this is back when the game started. So we've increased a little bit in the last quarter, but we've definitely lost some popularity. Okay, I think minority is not super happy with me. What's the racial tension? What's feeding into that? Community Policing, Race Discrimination Act, and educational reducing racial tensions. Unemployment, poverty, immigration, immigration and foreign relations are all increasing it. If we're going to have a high-tech economy, we are going to need better education, aren't we? Why don't I increase education funding? It seems sensible to me. I've got the capital. It's going to ask me 18 capital to increase this. I've got 28. Okay, I'm going to put an extra 2 billion a quarter into state education. You got to educate the kids. You got to. They're the foundation of the future economy. You got to do something about that. It's a long-term thing, though. It's not gonna change things overnight. Urgent question about GM food. Okay. Agriculture companies are interested in growing genetically modified food in our soil, like being manipulated for longer shelf life. But the concerns about the risks associated with altering food chain, farmers are divided. I think the thing with GM food is the risk of just getting it wrong and unleashing something that just strangles some kind of plant that strangles other species and just grows like wildfire, or just completely ruins the food chain and has all kinds of knock-on effects that are just so high that we just can't afford it. Okay, we're still in recession. People are indifferent about me, and the Human Rights Society still hates my guts. But we've got the largest party membership of any of our in the country. That's got to be good, and a small surplus. Okay, so we should probably look. Well, first of all, we should try to figure out what this human rights problem is. I keep hearing that there's a human rights problem, and I just don't. Maybe it's just the Human Rights Society doesn't like me very much. Maybe I killed their mom or something. What have we got here? We've still got this alcohol abuse problem, but I really think it's driven by unemployment. Odd, according to this alcohol law. Oh, I could restrict the age at which people could drink. No, I think 18 is right. People will want to try to drink at that kind of age anyway. You know, if you'll just force them underground, and you'll force them to be drinking in less safe locations if you change that. It's not something we want to be doing. Yeah, we're still very uncompetitive. We need to do something about that. We need to increase productivity. We need to increase technology. I think that's what we need to do. Now, the asthma epidemic and just health in general are not helping productivity. Neither is, for that matter, is the alcohol consumption. I mean, this is a great example of how just everything in the economy is connected, actually. Because we're saying that people were consuming lots of alcohol because they were unemployed. They're unemployed because the economy is bad. The economy is bad because productivity is bad. And productivity is bad because people are turning up to work drunk. Yeah, let's see if we could boost international trade in some way. Foreign relations. Okay. And we kind of want to do is to go on a trade. I kind of want to do is go on a trade mission to another country or something. That fish symbol with feet looks a bit freaky. Okay. I think we need to do. We need to do something. What's that? Benefits for elderly people. Border controls. Doing something for tourism sounds like a good idea. What are the problems facing tourism? Sales tax, actually. I'm tempted to cut sales tax again because I really think it's, yeah, let's cut sales tax to 20%. I think it's the thing to do. It's going to cost money, but I think it's the thing to do. I don't like high sales tax levels. I think you're penalising people for spending money. No, that's not going to help the economy. What's that? Private schools? Private schools are okay. State schools, interestingly, are helping private schools. What could we do in terms of new policies to help education? What about dropping import tariffs? No. No, we need to help our local manufacturers. We need to protect our local businesses. Yes, definitely need to do that. Okay, for public services, adult education subsidies, allowing people to retrain. That's a good idea, because all this stuff helping schools is all very well, but it's going to take 10, 20 years before the benefits of that feed through into the economy. Having some kind of adult education program to train up people to have a higher skills base is going to help the economy a lot. I think if we spend like 1.5 billion, actually that's 1.4 is the maximum. Let's go 1.4. Let's really go into adult education. I think that would be a great thing to do. Liberals not so happy with me, interestingly. They don't like our handgun laws, they don't like the intelligence services, they don't like the Liberals, yeah, don't like the tasers, fair enough. And the homelessness problem, yes, I mean, we're halfway through our first term in office. We haven't really been able to address, we've tried to address some of these things, but we're having an effect on them, but it's not a great big effect. In fact, homelessness problem has really, yeah, it's just employment. It's unemployment is. Yeah, we need to do something about unemployment. What is the cause of unemployment? Does that mean that GDP is causing unemployment? I guess it does. Yeah. So GDP. So what? We need to do something to boost GDP. Global economy. I just feel like I need to be doing something. I've got 15 political capital, I've got a bit of budget surplus left. I just feel like I need to be doing something to boost the economy. But what? What? I'm just going to have a consider for a moment. I'll be right back.